One, two, three, let's go!
What is democracy? Democracy is essentially the idea that political sovereignty resides at the level of the individual. There are three core elements of democracy, which is democracy, individual sovereignty, equality amongst citizens, and democratic norms and values. For democracy, individual sovereignty, the power and the authority of a political community comes from the people who live there. Individuals in a democratic country may have the right to be in charge of politics, but it is a public and shared right. No one can have total control and power over politics. For the equality among citizens, citizenship is a legal status that recognizes a person as a member of sovereign state. Non-democratic societies have people, but these persons have no political rights to decide who should hold political authority. Citizens in non-democratic regimes may still have rights, although political rights are often restricted or non-existent. For democratic norms and values, it is a democracy ideas, regulations that support and cement individual sovereignty and political equality among people. In addition to abstract ideas like sovereignty and equality, democracy needs a system of norms and values that confirm its role in the society. What is the difference between democracies and republics? Democracies is the idea that each person has the power to make their own decisions on how to run their own country. Meanwhile, the republic is a type of government in which the country itself is not a private business owned by a group of people like a monarchy.
Next, democratization, conditions and causes. In this writing, the author states that democratization is the transition from a non-democratic or more authoritarian form of government to a more democratic one, and is a key concept in the study of political science. Democratization is a key concept in political science because in providing an explanation for when it does and does not happen, we must look at the conditions and causes that bring forth democratic reform. Using our basic social science method of causal inquiry, democratization would be the dependent variable, whereas we can list and analyze several independent variables such as wealth, culture, urbanization, education, and social equality. We can conclude that this part of author's writing contributes to our knowledge and understanding of democratization. Why should we choose democracy? First, aggregative. We value democracy because it allows us to aggregate preferences in order to determine the best course of action. Second, deliberative. We value democracy because it allows for dialogue, deliberation, and consensus. Third, radical. We value democracy because power held by the people can force the government to be responsive to the needs of people. So now we know the reasons why we should choose democracy.
Lastly, in this essay, the author had talked about the Hollywood film It's a Wonderful Life. It shows how great George Bailey's life was in democracy. Democracy had been a great aspect in people's life. If democracy hadn't been upright in our daily life, we couldn't think about how we are doing right now in life. To conclude, this study has enlightened the mind of the reader about the theories of democracy. The capability of the author to complete this essay is informative and a great reading. Once the reader understands the real theories of democracy, they will understand why there are still countries that use democracy.